Hello, welcome to my very first screencast. I've never done one of these, but I kind of wanted to give it a shot here. Testing out some new software and just kind of want to see how things go. Today, what I would like to do is show you how to open up a program from the run box or the command prompt within Windows. I'm using Windows 7 here, but this should work in XP or basically any version that's a newer version of Windows. Essentially, the command prompt and the run box can open programs out of certain folders, say the System32 folders, that sort of thing. And if you're like me, it can be kind of cumbersome to open up certain programs by trying to find the icon and click on it. For example, if we wanted to open up a calculator, click Start, go to All Programs, Accessories, and there's Calculator. And we have a calculator. So, let's say I wanted to open that up a little quicker. Well, what I could do is I could hit the Windows key and R, which would open up the run box, as you see there. And then let's type in this calc, which is the name of the executable. And there's calculator. So as you can see, that's a much quicker way to open a program if you know the name of the executable. So if we do it from the command prompt, and if you're kind of a power user for Windows, you'll probably spend a little time in one of these command prompt boxes. Same thing can be done here. We can open up a program, for instance. Let's do MS Word. Or is it WinWord? Calc works. Let's open up a remote desktop. Normally you open up a remote desktop by clicking Start, going to All Programs, Accessories. I think it's under Communication. Actually, it's not under Communication anymore. It's right there. But let's say I wanted to open it from the command prompt, and I happen to know the executable name is MSTSC. That stands for Microsoft Terminal Service Client. But it's actually the executable for remote desktop. So if I enter that, there is remote desktop connection. Again, a much quicker way to open up programs, especially if you're in the command prompt a lot, or if you just want to hit the Windows key, the letter R, you can do the same thing that way. Close this, and we're going to type MS Terminal Service Client, or MSTSC. Enter, and we have remote desktop. Now here's the thing, if I would want to open up something that is not in my System32 file, that won't work. For instance, if I wanted to open up FileZilla, I can't just go in the command prompt, type in FileZilla. It will not work. And you'll find that a lot of programs are kind of that way. But what you can do is you can do something. You can set an environmental variable. You can change the environmental variable path to a directory that contains that executable. And what that'll do is that'll allow the command prompt or the run box to be able to launch the executable. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And the example I'm going to use is PuTTY. PuTTY is a utility that lets you connect through Telnet or an SSH session to a computer or switch or whatever you wanted to connect to, but that's not important. The important thing to know right now is PuTTY is just a program that I want to download, and I want to be able to launch it from the command prompt. So the first thing we got to do is we got to download PuTTY. So to do that, we're just going to do a quick Google search for PuTTY. And there's the download page. and we just need the executable. And save the file. Yes, we want to save it. And let's move this to another folder that we want to keep it permanently. Right now it's in my downloads folder. I'm going to cut this, and I'm just going to move it. You can move it anywhere on the hard drive you want, really, but I'm just going to actually go to my program files x86 folder and just give it a home there. So new folder, I'm going to name it putty, and let's paste our executable in there. Now we have the executable. We could launch the executable here, but let's say we want to launch it from command prompt, and we type putty, and as you can see, this will clearly not work. Putty is not recognized, is not an internal external command, operable program or batch file. Okay, cool. So that stinks. I would like to open that from command prompt. Well, here's a cool thing. We can set an environmental variable to actually point to the path that any executables in. As long as you know the name of the executable, you can point the environmental variable to that path and launch anything you want via run or via the command prompt. And I'm going to show you how to do that. You just need to get to the systems window here, and you can do that by clicking start, right clicking computer and going to properties, and there's the system window, or alternatively you can go from the run box, again Windows and the letter R, Windows key and the letter R, and then type in control space system, which you can see I've already typed it in there before. Enter, get you the same way. So from the systems window, you're going to go to advanced system settings, and you're going to see a button down here that says environmental variables. So you're going to click that, and under system variables here, we're going to scroll till you see path. And basically what the path environmental variable will do for you is basically it points to the directories that the command prompt can actually launch executables from. So we're going to edit this. But first we need to get the path of our executable, and I put that in the program files x86 folder, and putty, and I'm just going to copy that. Right click, copy. Now going back over here to my path, I'm going to click highlight the path environmental variable, click edit, and you're going to see there's already some stuff in here. You don't want to change that. Leave that alone. But what you do want to do is go to the end of the string here under variable value, hit semicolon, and then space, and then just paste that path in there. Paste, click OK, click OK, OK. And now when we launch the command prompt and we type putty, that didn't work. Why did that not work? Let's look at that. Environmental variables, path, edit. That's because I put a space there. So you put the semicolon, no space, and then paste your path. Now, and we have putty. So that is how you set up the path environmental variable to launch any executable or batch file that is not one of the default directories that Windows looks in. I hope this helps somebody. I use this a lot. It kind of helps me. It's kind of neat when I write my own batch files and I can point the path environmental variable to go to a directory that's got some batch files in it, that sort of thing. It's kind of a useful tool, especially, like I said, if you spend a lot of time in the command prompt window. Thanks for watching, and take care.